Thank you for joining in, and for today's short video I have a quick review here of some Winsor and Newton watercolor paper. As you can see the sample there, and I just wanted to show here really quick. I'm using my Schmincke Watercolors set, and I decided to go ahead and do this large flamingo with some water and like a little beach scene here to test out this paper. The size that I bought was 10 by 14 inches. It is the 140 pound, and it's your standard paper. There was 12 large sheets. I did notice first off that this paper has a large amount of texture to it. Normally I always like the cold press because yes, it does have texture, but this particular paper has a lot. So I will say that, and it could work out in your favor depending on what type of scenes that you were doing. But there was one thing that I noticed as I was doing the background, like I would keep putting down water and paint, and then I would still see these areas where it would almost just like run off. I don't know, it was a little weird and hard to describe, that I would have to keep layering it. But again, that was due to the texture, just wasn't like seeping in those areas for some reason. But other than that, I really enjoyed the quality of this paper. And you can remove the sheets if you want to and fully tape them down, but I chose to just leave mine the way it was, and I put a clamp down bottom just to prevent a little bit of buckling. And for the colors that I used throughout this painting, I used the ultramarine violet up top in the sky, and the water I used a Prussian green, and then down and bottom, let's see here, it was the Naples yellow reddish mixed with a tiny bit of the yellow raw ochre. And there was a few different colors down there, and the golden brown from the Schmincke Watercolors set as well. And again, you could see there, I blended a little bit of the Prussian green down in through the sand to make it a little bit more realistic. And for the actual flamingo, I used some of the opera rose and then toned it down with some of the Naples yellow reddish color that I used for the sand. And then I did go back in with the opera rose and just brighten up certain areas. And then of course in the shadow areas I used a little bit of the ultramarine violet to create like that lighter purple shade there, and allowing for drying time in between. And for the face, I used some black on the beak there. There's a tiny bit of pink and then some yellow around the eye. And then later on I let everything dry and I just used a tiny fine liner for like a pupil, a small dot in the eye. And then I kept it very simple. Oh, and the legs too. Yeah, I had to mix a couple different colors to get for the legs. I mixed pretty much all the beach colors with a little bit of the pink to get that color, if anyone was curious. Overall, I really enjoy this paper, and as I have with many other Winsor & Newton products, I do recommend it. And thank you so much for watching this short review. Be sure to subscribe and like the video.